Hello and welcome to the Channel Maven, a part of 360 Insights podcast. I'm Akilah Murrell, Senior Manager of Channel Marketing here at 360 Insights. And today I'm joined by my very, very good friend, Mayka Rosales-Peterson. She is the Senior Manager of Partner Marketing at Intelysis. And today, Mayka joined me for a really great discussion around partner enablement, but with a twist. We talked about ways to keep partners and suppliers sticky, right? What do we mean by that? You're going to have to take a listen. It's not just about partner enablement, right? It's not just about onboarding, enabling. There's always something that needs to come after that, and that's support. How do we keep our partners and our suppliers sticky? Well, it's being top of mind, staying in front of them, and truly putting ourselves in their shoes and communicating what's in it for them. Stay tuned. You won't be disappointed. Good morning and happy Friday. I'm so excited to be here on this second day of December. I have my good friend with me, Mayka Rosales-Peterson, on the CMC Channel Maven Podcast. Welcome, Mayka.
Hi, Akilah. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. We're so overjoyed that you accepted our invitation to join. Why don't you just give a quick introduction of yourself before we dive into our discussion today?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the Senior Manager of Partner Marketing at Intelysis. So I'm in charge of marketing, enablement, all the tools that allow our partners to be successful in the channel. I also am on the board of the Alliance of Channel Women with you. I sit on the advisory board for channel partners, and I sit on the board for exposure as well. We do a lot of work with DE&I in this space. So I'm happy to talk about partner enablement with you and see where this conversation goes.
Yes, absolutely. You are one busy woman. I know that for sure. Like, I love it. You are in so many different areas of the channel and you've made a name for yourself. I have to say, I'm so proud of you, honestly.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm proud of you too. Like, I think there's a solid group of women in this space that are really driving it forward. And you're one of them. So my hat's off to you as well. So I'm so happy to be, friends with you and know you at a personal level. So, let's just keep moving this channel forward.
Yes. I love that. Let's keep moving forward, moving the channel forward. So before we dive into our discussion today, because we are going to talk about enablement, we're actually going to talk about sticky enablement. So we'll talk a little more about what that means. But before we dive in, I would like you to share with the audience about your experience, like your very first job that you had, and really how did it impact what you do today? How has it impacted your career?
Yeah. So I'm going way back. I went to college to do journalism and political science. I wanted to be a political reporter. Like, that's what I wanted to do.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, that was totally not there anymore. But as every college student, you need to work, right? So I got a position in sales at T-Mobile, which is a tech company in our space, and made great money. I enjoyed it. I loved being able to work with the customers and, be able to learn about the technology side of things, that I was just like, this is where I'm meant to be. And it's just took off from there, went off to T-Mobile, then I went off to AT&T, and then I went off to Telesystem, found the channel there, and now I am here. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. If you were to pinpoint like one skill from your early days, even let's talk about even college, like, is there one skill that you just have held on to that you've carried on throughout your career?
Yeah, I think it's, being able to sell yourself.
Yeah.
Being able to speak up. I feel like now in this position, in the channel, I use my voice a lot, my selling skills, my ability to influence, all those things I've learned early on in my career, to be able to move things in the right direction. So.
Yeah, that's great. And that's so important, really important. So we talk about partner enablement, right? And I know that's your focus. In a perfect world, because I know it's a work in progress, but what does successful partner enablement look like to you?
Yeah. I am so lucky that I work at a TSD because I'm able to see all facets of the business. I see what the suppliers do that's smart when it comes to enablement, and I see what the partners need. And then being that middle person, I kind of find that middle ground of seeing what works for both.
Mm-hmm.
And I think successful partner enablement is giving the partner all the tools that they need to be successful. Mm-hmm. So in my role specifically, I'm the marketing lens, right? I make sure that, when it comes to marketing, the partners understand, and then they have the tools and the resources internally to go execute. Mm-hmm. And to make sure that they're in line with what we're seeing in the industry. So that, for me is having the tools, mm-hmm. And at Intelysis, we have Intelysis University, which is our marketing portal that has so many resources in there that our partners love. Mm-hmm. And I can go deep dive in that. But yeah, long story short, proper tools, proper resources, proper programs that allow proper enablement.
Right. And I like what you said too. It's not just about, oftentimes companies, we're so quick to onboard, to enable, and then nothing after. Like what happens? Like, here's all our tools. All right, have at it. So I feel like the Intelysis and what you're doing at Intelysis is even different from that. You're also talking about the support, full-on support, right? Don't just stop at partner enablement, but support them throughout their journey. And would you agree that then causes them to be more loyal or to be more sticky, if you will?
Absolutely. And I love the word sticky because that's exactly what we do. We want to be able to create experiences where our partners keep coming back when mm-hmm. they're like, okay, Mayka and the team there at Intelysis are our marketing go-to because they give us everything that we need, right? And then we leverage our suppliers in that as well. Mm-hmm. But that's what I wake up every day and do. I'm like, how can we keep our partners coming back? Right. How do we make them keep knocking at our doors? And I think, just having that new level of stickiness is important.
Yeah. And I think putting yourself in the shoes of your partners, of your suppliers, and oftentimes we complicate it. It's not rocket science. Just do how you want to be, how you want to be treated. Do the same, right? What keeps you coming back for more to a specific brand, and just do that, implement that. So you talked about, it's interesting. This is a little bit of a different conversation than I've had in the past, because you're talking about suppliers, you're talking about partners. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like how it sounds like holistically, you're making sure that everybody, just inclusive, right? You're including everyone. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So at a TSD level here in Intelysis, our customer is both the partner and supplier. Like they're equally both the groups that we service. So mm-hmm. in my role, I think that is beneficial of seeing one feeds the other. I always talk about that here at Intelysis. The supplier mm-hmm. feeds the partner feeds supplier, and they both do not exist without each other. Mm-hmm. So I always, in my position, try to figure out ways that create more of a relationship between both, using, Intelysis as that concierge facilitator. Yeah. We've created programs since being here, since I've been here, like an MDF partner marketing package that we've presented to our suppliers that allow our suppliers to fill in the gaps where partners are missing out. So whether mm-hmm. that's demand gen, digital marketing, they don't have any resources, mm-hmm. we'll connect them with the right supplier. Mm-hmm. And then we're also offering that to partners as well. So if there's any gaps that they have, we fill that in, right? And then we work with our suppliers in return. So they both feed each other. And I preach that to the choir every day. Without one, you don't have the other. Without the other, you don't have this one. So yeah.
That's interesting. So as it relates to needing each other, right, for success, then how do you incentivize, right, the partner, the supplier? What would be some best practices? Like, how do we bring out everyone together and then somehow offer some sort of incentive?
Yeah. So right now at Intelysis, we're in the very early stages of creating a partner loyalty program that's sponsored by suppliers. Mm-hmm. So we encourage our partners to go into our marketing tools, to use the supplier assets that are in there for their customers, to be able to get more lead and demand gen to their end. Mm-hmm. And then we're incentivizing that with more MDF or more money towards ads, or like if you want to do a webinar, or this new thing that I see partners talking about, influencer mm-hmm. marketing, affiliate marketing. I don't know if you've heard of that. Yes. I know in the side. That's a huge thing. But I see a lot of partners moving into that, saying like, okay, I'm going to be an influencer. Like I'm going to record, I'm going to post content, but I want to make sure that I'm getting, the support from the suppliers, whether that's monetary, whether that's content. So, so we're doing like, I think there's so many different cool trends happening in the channel that's morphing with that relationship between suppliers and partners, that is aiding each other to do more work with one another when it comes to money. So this is a very interesting time, like just seeing it shift.
It is.
You've seen it, in the past.
Right. I think it's though shifting for the good because everything we're doing now is so intentional. So for example, what you just shared, I feel like you all are actually, you're defining like what behavior do you want to drive? And then you're incentivizing the behavior. It's not just a matter of like, let's just throw out these incentive programs and just hope for the best, hopefully these partners, these suppliers take advantage of it. But it sounds like you all are being very intentional and specific. You host a webinar, you're, and then you incentivize that. It's almost like a points system. Wouldn't you agree? As consumers, right? Aren't we driven by points? I know for me,
I know. I love Starbucks. Like Starbucks is my life. And, one of my favorite things with Starbucks is their app with points, right? I'm like, okay, what can I get today and earn more points to get a free drink, right? Because I don't have to spend money on that. So I think that is part of who we are as a culture, and, incorporating that into day-to-day, business is so important, right? Because partners love that too. It's like, hey, I'll use your tool if I can get, free MDF to buy more swag for my customers' holiday party for free, right? Absolutely. So why not copy what B2C is doing so well in our industry?
Exactly. Yeah. That's such I love you for that comment, because I talk about that all the time. We are consumers. So we are B2C, first of all, right?
Yeah.
So how is it that we can just morph and change when we get into the business space? No, you're still dealing with humans. We're consumers. What drives us? Like, let's not convolute it and make it so complicated. We actually love rewards. We act upon rewards. And what better way to incentivize your partners, your suppliers, if they actually go through and follow through on the behavior you're trying to drive, right? If they attend this webinar, if they launch this campaign, and it's a win-win. It's not a matter of just throwing out extra activities. You're educating the partner, right? To be better partner marketers, or to better understand a product, so it's all part of the plan, I guess, is what I'm saying. It's not wasted time.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm going to do a little plug too. So Intelysis, we're doing our first ever, I think it's the first in the industry, a marketing summit for partners, to
wait, you heard it here first, right? On Channel Maven Marketing.
I don't know if I was supposed to say it, but I said it. I said it. Okay. So we're doing our first marketing summit dedicated to partners. So we're going to be teaching them about lead gen, about influencer marketing, about what they need to be doing, how they leverage suppliers, all those cool things. And I don't see any other TSD doing that. So we definitely want to be the first to be able to showcase that and work with our partners directly. New level of stickiness.
Priceless. Talk about stickiness, right? Like, that's amazing. And I mean, this is a time right now to be a partner. Like, you have to take advantage of all of these enablement opportunities, right? To just make you even better at what you're doing. And even as vendors, you have to be offering things like that, right? If you talk about stickiness, if you talk about loyalty, give them a reason to come back for more. Give them a reason to stay engaged.
Yeah. And there's a lot of suppliers, vendors, providers, we interchange those words, that do a really good job with the programs that they offer. But it's like, we don't know. We don't know, that there is there. So one of the things we've been doing too is making sure that we're proactive with our suppliers to find out what are all the marketing capabilities and tools that they have in order to give that to partners. There's some cool programs. Like, I think, I don't even want to say names, but there was one supplier who actually gathers all of their leads, give them to partner and cold call with them and do like actual email marketing campaigns and like, hand in hand work with partners. And then there's so many different programs
Right.
that suppliers
Right.
offer.
Yeah.
And then some that are not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Right. Right. And actually that goes to my next point. When we talk about, we're talking about loyalty, we're talking about how do we keep them close? How do we keep them sticky? What you just described are excellent examples of setting yourself apart and keeping your partners close, keeping that hand in hand. It's again, not just about enabling them and just set it and forget it. How are you supporting them along the way? So on the flip side, what are things that cause partners to be less sticky, to lose that loyalty, right? How can we avoid that?
Yeah, I think calling them and asking them about deals every minute.
Yeah.
And
Right.
there's like no follow-up, and they're like, hey, where's the next deal? Or like,
Right.
I always hear that that's one of the things that irks partners so much. It's like it's just like transactional versus relationship. So I think things like that, and then probably to your point, offering the tools and then just like there's no engagement, there's no follow through, there's nothing, right? So I think it's definitely that's one of the things that I think can not create loyalty there.
Right. We can't be afraid of building meaningful relationships. We really can't.
This business is all about relationships. That's the channel.
Yeah. And we talk about this. I know I talk about this a lot. I mean, people are probably so sick and tired of hearing me say this, but honestly, every time when you really think about it, people do business with people they trust. Yeah. Period. So you can have the best brand. You have to have that relationship. You have to have that interaction. And it's the same with partners. It's the same with suppliers, right? So no, that's a great. Oh, sorry.
I know I said to your point, we're all human. So it's that humanness, is that personable aspect that's important in any relationship.
Right. Absolutely. So I know 2023, right? Let's fast forward by just a couple weeks. It's not even a major fast forward. We're here in the last month, but I'm just thinking about events, and we talk about this stickiness with partners. Do you have any thoughts, any opinions on what that looks like in 2023? We had, obviously the pandemic disrupted everything. And then all of a sudden now we have these hybrid events, which I think is great. You offer that in person or virtual opportunity. I've seen some really cool event ideas like racetrack race. It just, it's like, I'm trying to think like where to from here. Is there going to be something bigger, better, more engaging? Any thoughts around that?
Well, I feel like events is still going to be a thing, but I feel like from where my perspective, I'm seeing more suppliers ask for ROI. Like they want to see what the activities that they're paying for bring actual return of investment, which I see it moving more towards concrete, like digital marketing efforts. So I think it's going to be a combination of events, channel stuff, but then like hard data stuff, right? Like what am I paying for to help your partner enablement, and how am I going to get my money back? Like I want to see what that looks like. So I think the industry is slowly evolving into those spaces just based off the questions I'm getting. I just had a conversation with a supplier the other day. We're doing the marketing summit event, and they had very fair questions. They're like, what return am I going to get from this participating? Like how am I going to interact with the partner post this event? Like, how am I going to get deals? Things like that. So, and I know events is like such a channel thing to do, but it's like, it's hard to measure success.
It is
type of events. So,
right. I agree with you. And I think we can do a better job, though, of communicating what's in it for me on all accounts. And you're right. We really are moving into that concrete ROI. I want to see what, and it's tough. Like you just said, like marketing, it's so tough to measure those results, right? It's just the way you do business. But I had a conversation the other day. I thought this was a phenomenal idea where this company, they host specific webinars that may be around a specific product set, and they'll invite the partners, targeted partners, to attend the webinar. If they attend, they're rewarded, but it even goes a step further. If they can actually register not deals, just leads, right? Just at the lead stage, top of the funnel opportunities, if they can actually register 2 leads, that company will host an event and pay for it. It's all through MDF, right? They'll host an event for that partner set. They can invite whomever. And then it's very much targeted. And these are people who are warm leads who are actually attending. So suppliers, for example, like you have the people there that you're going to do business with.
That's
very
so
intentional.
good.
And it's very funnel oriented and targeted. And there's nothing wrong with that. So still, yes, events, right? Do the Top Golf, do whatever. People are just so tired of having to sit there and it's like death by PowerPoint. Guess what? You don't have to do that. These are quality, warm leads there already. Let's go have some fun. This is relationship building.
I know. And that's a whole nother conversation. Because I know that's marketing and sales and like how do you get that partner like with the role right now? It's that conversation is stressing me out. So
no, I get it. But it's part of that stickiness though, you know? So absolutely. Okay. So what else? You've shared so many good things with us today already. Any other lessons that you want to share just from your personal experience on ways to keep partners close and suppliers, everyone just working together? I think you've shared a lot already, but is there anything else?
Yeah, it's just, from a TSD level is, being creative with the programs that you offer that serve both, right? From the supplier side, creating programs that offer solutions and concrete enablement to partners. And on the partner side, making sure that you're reaching out to suppliers when you need the resources, right? And the help and the marketing assistance, because they're there as well. So it's just a perfect trifecta of assistance, right?
Keeping them connected, I think, is what you're
connected.
Communicating. Yes.
And
that's more of a holistic view. I like that.
Keeping everyone connected, communicated, and just being that facilitator.
Right. So, and you said it earlier, you can't do one without the other. Right. So we really do need to look at it holistically.
Absolutely. We really do.
Well, I'm so glad. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and stop by anytime. We would love to have you again.
Yeah. Anything for you, Akilah. Anything.
Thank you.